These are the plaintiffs Nicole Postel and Margaret Borriello. Nicole says the defendant, her ex-boyfriend, was supposed to split the cost of a rental car and hotel when they attended an out-of-town wedding together. She can't believe the guy's stiffing her now that they've broken up. She feels like she wasted 5 years of her life on the loser and is suing the cad for the $1,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Scott Snowden. He says he and the plaintiff broke up a month before the wedding, but then got back together right before the wedding and they attended as a couple. Shortly after the wedding, the plaintiff broke up with him via text and then started making all these demands for money from him. Bottom line, the plaintiff is acting like a spoiled child, isn't entitled to any money from him, and he's pretty sure the judge will agree. He's accused of singing the wedding day blues. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $565 for travel expenses he incurred.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her ex is awful, stiffed her on his share of the wedding they attended. But the defendant says it's nothing but a money grab. It's the case of here comes the lawsuit.
Thank you, Douglas. Nicole Postel?
Yes.
And Margaret Borriello?
Yes.
You're suing Scott Snowden?
Yes.
For $1,000 in damages that you say, in money that you say he owes you for a trip. Ooh, and most of it is pain and suffering. And you've got a counterclaim against her for $565 because now that she's suing you for a trip, you want to sue her for all the trips when you went to visit her. You two used to date, correct?
Yes.
For how long?
5 years.
That's a long time. How old are you?
Now?
Yeah.
25. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, because it depends on what part of your life, whether it's really a long time or not. How long have you been broken up?
Since July.
So what happened?
Well, one of our sorority sisters got married in Boston.
Which sorority?
Alpha Delta Epsilon. And her wedding was in Boston. I was a bridesmaid. And I asked Scott if he wanted to go. They really wanted him to be there. We're all close friends in undergrad. And he said yes. So
who else would you take?
Right.
So it was either him or nobody, right? He was your boyfriend at the time or no?
Yes.
Okay.
So we planned to meet down there in Boston. We each took a flight.
Where were you living at the time?
I was living in Buffalo.
So you're living in Buffalo and he's living where?
Amityville, home with his family.
Okay. All right. So go on.
He decided, yeah, we're going to go to take the trip. I asked him, do you want to share a hotel room and get a rental car together? He said, yeah, sure. So I put that on my credit card because at the time he wasn't working. So the total came to like $600.
And what was the discussion about whether he would pay you or not?
I postponed that because
did you discuss when or if he'd pay you?
Not at the time, no.
Well, then why are you saying that it's a loan?
Because after we took the trip, we were planning to move in together. So he said if he was going to pay this amount for the security deposit for the hotel or for the apartment, he couldn't afford to pay me back yet. And I said that was fine.
Okay, but was the understanding when you paid for the entire hotel room and the entire car, was the understanding that you would split it?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. What made you come to that understanding as opposed to that you're buying it as a gift for him?
That wasn't a gift.
Yeah, that's going to be his defense, right? You're going to say, I'm not supposed to pay that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. This may be your first rodeo. It's not mine.
Right.
So tell me what discussions you guys had about who's paying for what and how it's going to get paid back and all that other stuff.
Well, at the time when we were talking about it, when I put it on my card, I asked him, I was like, are we going to split this? And he said, yes. He also talked to Margaret and said that she even had conversations with him.
Okay, why is Margaret plaintiff?
We were living together.
I was supposed to be a witness, but
No, you're
I
not
have
a
no
plaintiff. He doesn't
idea.
owe you money, does he?
No, he doesn't owe me anything.
I'm
I was
just
just a
missing
witness.
that case, and it's just
Yeah, it's just between them two.
You're here as a witness.
Yes,
so
I was just told I had.
What did you witness? Did you witness any discussions between the two of them?
I witnessed their phone conversations. I've also witnessed the breakup when they did break up for that minor time frame. I actually called Scotty and said, "Are you okay?" Because I was friends with him.
Why did you guys break up?
The long distance, like we didn't see each
How
other.
How long did you date each other long distance?
2 years.
2 years.
2.5.
2.5.
At least.
I know we graduated. And
Is she like really involved in the relationship?
I got dragged into the
What?
relationship.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact.
She was part of the reason that we got together.
Oh, yeah?
And she was always around Nicole and I. However, during our relationship, I was really just dating Nicole.
Yeah, I got it. But Richard, I'm glad you clarified that. But what I wanted to know is the two of you were friends.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was
Why did you
working.
guys break up?
We broke up because what happened was I decided that it wasn't going to be feasible enough for me to move up there because I wasn't going to have the finances. After that, we argued through text message, email, all throughout this entire breakup before we got to this point. And at that point, I asked her, how much was it for? She, through text message, gave me 3 different amounts that increased. One was $306.23, one was $326.23, one was $346.23. And I said, wait, okay, these amounts don't seem to make any sense. So I asked for copies of receipts or a redacted copy of a credit card statement, and she refused to give them to me. As a matter of fact, I have a text message here, if you'd like to see.
Yeah, let me see the
It's
text
the bottom
message.
one
Actually, do you have your
highlighted.
phone with the text messages?
Yes.
With the text messages
Yes.
to him? Bring that up.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
With that text message about him asking about
Why'd
the
you give him
documents,
different amounts?
Initially, it was high, and then I took it down.
Oh, is that accurate that the amount went down?
No.
All right, well, we'll just see. Who's mom?
I forwarded a text message to my mom. She's actually here because at the time what happened was I was getting so many text messages and phone calls from her job and a private number that I actually had to change my phone number, and that lost all my text messages. However, my mom just so happened to have had them because I sent them to him at the time with the text message.
Why are you sending your mother your girlfriend's text messages?
At the time, I also have an email when we were planning on moving in together. She sent my mother an email. I didn't tell her what to say. I just said, since you can't be here at the moment, why not just send her an email? Because I know she was working at the time. I wasn't going to ask her, come on down here because my mom wants to see you. She sent an email. I have the email here that she sent to my mom about her intentions when we moved in together. So my mom was kind of roped into this because
What does that have to do with you sharing with your mother every single email, text that your girlfriend said? You got mommy issues. Listen, how old are you?
25.
Thank you.
You're too old to have mommy issues.
Do long distance romances work?
I don't think so.
Why not?
The whole point of being in a relationship is like being with that person. So if they're far away, how's that going to work?
Everybody buy that? Everybody agree with that?
I agree.
Okay, well, I want somebody new here. What do you think?
I think it really depends on if you actually love that person. If it's like a new relationship and you guys make it long distance, I think it'll definitely make it hard for.
What do you think? Yay or nay?
Nay.
Because?
I think it's hard to like be far away from someone and like make it work out.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I see, from what I did see there, you're asking her how much is it, and you're agreeing to pay. That doesn't sound like she was going to cover you.
At the time, I said, okay, I will try to get you some money back because at that time I started working, but I was only underemployed.
So why is she writing this long email to your mother about her intentions?
When she sent the email, okay, I had a discussion with my family. I thought about it again, and then when I realized that the finances and everything just wasn't going to be feasible.
Yeah, but did you tell her, did you suggest to her that she should talk to your mom about, because
Yes.
your mom wasn't happy about the idea of you moving?
Yes, and she did.
Okay.
She did speak to her on the phone. As a matter of fact, shortly after she sent the email, she called my mother.
Yeah, the next day.
Okay, and how'd that work out, Mom? Mom, why don't you come up? I'm just kind of jealous because I am, because I think it's really nice that you have a son who cares so much about what you think. So it's not entirely healthy, but I think it's kind of sweet.
I know it's not entirely healthy, believe me.
You probably both know, and you're codependent.
Believe me, I'm looking forward to the empty nest. That's
Okay,
why I thought I was supposed to.
Well, you're not going to get it this way. If he sends you every text his girlfriend sends him, you're not going to get it this way.
I know I'm not going to get it this way.
Okay.
My thing is that it came out of left field.
The idea of him moving.
And he graduated in December of 2009.
Right.
I've been sitting watching him literally stall for 3 years, me screaming and yelling, throwing clots, you name it. Could you please go to school? Get this, go do this. Do you want to be a teacher? So get your GPA up. Apply to this school, apply to that school. Go here, do that. Just go ahead. I want to see you move forward with your life. That's what I want to see you do. Go ahead and get it done. Then next thing I know, I hear, I'm going to move to Buffalo. I'm like, you're underemployed downstate. I said their unemployment rate up in Buffalo is higher than it is down here. So can you explain to me how in the world you are going to go in on a lease where she's going to expect you to pay half the expenses with no money? I said, believe me, take it from me. Love is lovely. No money there, out the window, gone. Okay? So,
Okay, I'm going to start sending her all the texts that come to me too. Because now I can see why he likes her advice and worships her advice, because she's kind of right about every single thing she said. She might have done you a huge favor.
Yeah.
You may not realize it, but she might have been doing you a huge favor because you're in love with him and you don't see the financial blocks, but a grown-up does because we've all been through it already.
Right.
You know?
I understand it.
All right. But in any event, go ahead, have a seat, Mom.
Thank you.
You and I will have a cappuccino later. Listen, what is your defense to the lawsuit? I understand what your defense might be to the $653.77 of pain and suffering. What the heck's that about? You're just trying to get your lawsuit to $1,000?
No.
Oh, really? Because I can't help but notice that's how you did it. But tell me what that is. What is your pain and suffering? Somebody owes you money?
No, the fact that because he didn't move, I didn't have a place to stay, I had to give up my job.
Do you seriously think that that's what courts are in business for? To make people pay people because they break up?
No.
Okay, so you can't possibly think that that's a serious lawsuit. That portion of your lawsuit is completely bogus.
No.
Okay, so now let's discuss your counterclaim against her, because I haven't heard a single defense on the actual expense of the Boston trip. Now you have counterclaimed against her half of all of your travel expenses that you've ever spent in 5 years to go visit her.
I'm suing because you
got sued? Nanny boo boo? That's why you're suing? Okay, well, you can't possibly think that I'm going to grant your request there either.
Right.
Okay, here's what it is. It's either a gift or a loan. And if you're supposed to pay her back, then you got to pay her back. And I can see from the text that you're supposed to pay her back. You're only here because you refused to pay the whatever amount it was, $306.23. It's actually less than all those figures. I don't know why she kept... if you had been less messy, this would have been less messy.
Right.
The amount is $306.23 plus prejudgment statutory interest in your state plus your filing fee. That is my verdict. On your counterclaim against her, 0. Go your own ways. Be happy and fruitful and multiply much.
Well, the defendant owes the money and the defendant will be paying the money. So what's your reaction to the verdict here, court?
To be perfectly honest, I am okay with the verdict because I just wanted it to be over with. I moved on to my life. I moved on with, somebody new, things better. I'm happy for myself, my family, that it's over with, and hopefully one day she can move on too.
Okay, that sounds good. What about moving on so your mom can have some privacy?
You know what? That's a pretty good idea. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that as well.
The time has come.
I like the way you think. I really do. I love my sons. Yes, it's been 25 years.
We understand.
Yeah.
Okay, just head right around the corner this way. Okay, good luck with everything. All right, so come on in here. And so you collect some. Are you satisfied with what you come out with here?
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad I got my money back.
What about what you lost in that relationship?
It's a life lesson. I'm glad that it's over.
What was the lesson?
To be.
You still have feelings for him?
No.
No.
After everything that happened, no.
But you did it one time. You loved him?
Yeah, I did.
You're over him?
About there, yeah.
All right. Harvey?
There's a presumption that when somebody gives money or whatnot to somebody else, that it's a loan. It has to be very clear it's a gift if it's a gift. And we'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.